Hello and welcome to the I Do Wedding Marketing Podcast. I'm your host, Nina Adio, a social media marketing expert specific to the wedding industry. On this show, I discuss tips to help you DIY your social media, as well as getting the confidence and income to outsource it. Thank you for allowing this episode to come through on your Bluetooth, your car radio, wherever it may be you're listening from today. Now, let's take your wedding business to the next level. Hello, friends, and welcome back to the I Do Wedding Marketing Podcast. It is Nina here, and I am very blessed and excited to have you back and listening again. I am recording this on a Saturday. It's February 18th, just me and the cat chilling out, and we've got a lot in store, a lot going on with the podcast that's going to be coming up. I have some guests that are not only, I think, going to be new to you, but they're new to me too. So this is very, very exciting. Also coming up, this will be live on the day this episode goes live. My presentation also goes live for the Wedding Summit Series Marketing and Advertising Edition. This is a virtual summit. So you're getting video presentations from wedding industry professionals such as myself. So my presentation on increasing your social media reach through organic marketing is going live today. So if you want to grab the ticket for that, you can do so in the show notes. Some other topics that you can tune into. We have Megan Ely talking about social proof, earning it and leveraging it in the wedding industry. Megan talks about doing things such as getting featured in other blogs and things like that. We have Adriana McDermott of Ava and the Bee talking about how to create evergreen marketing strategy. So that's really important. And we also have, there's going to be a presentation and funnel on Wedding Pro. So that's using the Knot wedding wire and how you can get the most out of that. I always try to remind people that, to me at least, I think getting the most out of it is really also utilizing it as a wedding directory, as a listing site. But I'm curious to see what they are going to be saying on that in the summit. So you're going to want to make sure that you grab your ticket to check it out. Now, if you're not catching them live, then you do have to purchase a ticket. But if you're hearing this today, you can see my presentation live for free. So you're going to want to jump on that today. I also wanted to tell you guys about, I've been trying something a little new in my own structure of my business. And that's been, I made this week a content week where it's like, all right, this week I'm going to focus on content for March. And this was great for me because I love themed things, like people who love Taco Tuesday. I'm that person. So having it called Content Week was really exciting for me. And secondly, it was ahead of the game, because if this went well by February 19th, I would be done with March. And that was exciting for me. I got about half, I'd say, of the content done. So it wasn't a full home run, but it was pretty good. And because I didn't stick strictly to creating content in the scheduling format. Like for me, content meant the social media content, but I also did podcasts, YouTube videos, things like that. So I did other things, but for the first ever run, I thought it was pretty darn good. So maybe you want to experiment with having kind of themed days or weeks too. If you're a Taco Tuesday lover like me. Now, before I get back to going and doing my content for the day, I'm recording this on my last day of content week. I wanted to create content for myself. I said, I got this summit coming up. I need some engaging, purposeful content on my profile. So, what I wanted to talk about was polite ways to create urgency in your business. And I say that because not everybody is comfortable with creating urgency or calls to actions or sales. Sometimes people can feel odd about it. People use the word slimy. There's all sorts of feels we have. What it really ties into, I think, sometimes is our worth, but I understand it because sometimes when I feel like somebody is making me feel uncomfortable in a sale, I'm not happy. I don't like it. So I don't want to do that to others either. But I have some tips, some tricks, and some phrases I use that make selling and having an urgency statement feel good. Because there are ways you can use the urgency to remind your couples you're just trying to help them. You're making sure they know everything they need to know to get the best date possible, to get the best wedding possible, etc. So I want to go into these calls of action. And the reason why I feel I have always done this, my first ever job in high school and college was I was a bill collector. It was an awesome job because the shifts were perfect for someone in school. They were 5 to 9, Saturday 9 to 1, and you just sat at a desk. It was people over the phone. If they yelled at you, I didn't mind as much because it was over the phone. You could read while you work. It was amazing. But I would overhear the other people doing their pitches. I don't want to say sales. We really were trying to get payments, but you could say sales. And the things we learned were to ask 3 times in a call. Never more than 3 though. It was always ask 3 times. Ask 3 times. And I also learned that I did not have to be aggressive to get payments. My strategy instead was to be informative. I wanted to make sure they knew why I was trying to get this payment, because the late fee would come the next day, things like that. So I used information and politeness instead of aggressiveness. And that's what I do when I'm creating copy for my wedding professionals as well.